Félicette, the famous cat, has become an icon in the history of space research. In 1963, she participated in a French experiment, becoming the first animal sent into space and returned safely. However, Félicette's fate was not as good as we expected. In a world where Laika chimpanzees and dogs have become symbols of heroism, Félicette is forgotten. After returning from space, she was not nurtured and cared for as a hero. Instead, she was injected with drugs to end her life without the recognition she deserved. This injustice is heartbreaking for many. We should remember Félicette and her contributions to science, as well as reflect on how we treat animals involved in space research and exploration. The project of making a cat great. In 1963, French scientists carried out a research program to prepare for spaceflight, and they started it by collecting 14 cats, including Félicette. This is considered a very important milestone for French Science Day. It was at that time that France became the third country to establish a space agency after the US and the Soviet Union. And with the help of these cats, and Félicette in particular, France has officially entered the extremely hot space race in the world. The idea is to find out how microgravity will affect the animal's body. If animals can survive in space, so can humans, the report said. So 14 cats were trained just like humans. At the end of the training, Félicette was chosen, as this is the most obedient, gentle cat. But there are also rumors that the reason is simply because the 13 unfortunate cats are overweight. On October 18, 1963, Félicette officially became the first cat to travel to space. She was placed in a specialized box, mounted on a Veronique AG-1 rocket, and launched into space at 5 to 6 times the speed of sound. Her journey lasted 50 minutes. The box was then detached, parachuted, and landed to the welcome of French scientists. Death for science, but merits forgotten. When she landed, Félicette remained unharmed, but her fate afterwards was unfortunate. Before the flight, Félicette's brain was fitted with an electrode. Scientists wanted to understand the effects of microgravity on the brain, and to do that, they had to operate on Félicette's brain. She was quickly forced to suffer a humane death, but could nonetheless be considered a sacrifice for a higher cause. But the problem is that Félicette's contribution has almost sunk into oblivion. In fact, in 1997, France issued a set of stamps to commemorate the first cat in space. However, it is unclear why the name Félicette was changed to Felix and her gender to male cat. According to some opinions, the reason is believed to be because Félicette was just a replacement character for a male cat named Felix, because this cat ran away before the experiment took place. However, perhaps the real reason comes from the sexist conception of the time, which held that only men were at the top, especially with science, because this cat ran away before the experiment took place. However, perhaps the real reason comes from the sexist conception of the time, which held that only men were at the top, especially with science.